This episode may include bird flavor.
What's up, Response on Players? Welcome back to another episode of Response on Play. We're here today. I heard a lot of cheering, screaming, assumed it was the regional here, and I don't see any card players. Anyway, I'm James.
I'm Jake. Usurper.
Andrew, are we going to play soccer today?
And I'm Bryan. Yeah, I love me some football.
Football.
Yes, football.
No football today. We're here to talk about a different competition. But first, let's get into some news here. We got some reveals of the Chrome Rares for Attack on Titan Apocalypse. They did release an article on that. So we're going to kind of go through it real quick and show off these cards. They look great.
Yeah, they look really good. I like the sort of gold finish that is on these chromes.
He spoiled it. He was gonna read some of the article.
Oh right, I forgot.
That's all it has to say.
My bad. My bad. I even pulled up the article.
It has like 3 sentences. And
Hell yeah.
Like, hey, these are gold this time.
My bad. Andrew, spoiler. That's
Bryan,
my title.
Thank you, Bryan. Thank you so much for reading the article right there.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
So anyway,
I
we can talk about them.
I think they're sick. I really like them. Finally, different flipping art on chromes. The last 2 AOT sets they're fine. I get it. The signature is kind of cool, but a lot of the times they're like on the middle of the art or something, and the back's not foil, or like just the other chromes are very plain. And one of my favorite things about chromes that pulls me to them is unique art. There is 100 of this art, give or take a handful. The Uaksha chromes, there were like the top whatever ones or whatever, but you know what I mean. Like unique art is something I really, really like for chromes. It makes them a little bit more special.
Yeah, for sure. I enjoyed what they did with the Hex chromes more than the previous Attack on Titan chromes, but having the Heroes of Exandria just being copies of the standard card art was a little less exciting than it could have been, especially with all of the art assets that they had available to them for Heroes of Exandria.
Agreed.
So I'm glad to see we got some new arts for these, and they look good. These are some great like dynamic poses. Like they look really good.
They look very good, and it's like to the point with the Heroes of Exandria chromes. I think they were. I agree. I think they were fine. I think they were better than the previous AOT chromes, but it was very, I guess I would say, disappointing that the chromes were just using the standard card art, and then you have the alt arts, which the alt arts for the characters were really, really good. So seeing the chromes the way they were was kind of disappointing. They were still good, but not exactly what I was looking for.
I own 2 of them, and I may eventually pick up a Jester because saw it in person at Denver, and I thought it looked good. But yeah, having it be the same art was a little, felt like it could have been more.
Agreed.
Sure, that's fair.
But these chromes are great.
Yeah, I'm just worried about the backside being non-foil, regular art. Like
real.
That's the big thing here is the chromes that have flipped in the past, they're always non-foil, and we haven't had anything that indicates that they would be different. If you flip this card and it is the regular art, I'll cry. I'll scream. That is just such a big miss.
Yeah, and the fact that we don't see the back of the cards in this reveal does make me a little worried about that. Like if I'm getting this specialty card, like I want it to be special all the way around.
I do think it's cool that they are completely unique arts this time. Never before seen illustrations. They do look really good. I get why they said they didn't put the signatures on it, but I like the signatures. I thought those were cool. So I'm a little sad we don't have them. Maybe they'll be on the back. But
honestly,
they probably won't.
No, I mean that wouldn't actually be a bad bit of flair for the backside, because you have all this for the front sides for for these characters, and then on the backside they have the signature. Although I guess that'd be weird for
It only worked for the 3.
yeah.
The other 3 would just have random signatures on the back of a regular card.
Yeah, so it wouldn't work for them, but for the transforming characters, I think that would be pretty
It
cool.
look cool, right? Yeah. That being said, I do think these look really neat. Like, my boy Falco ain't in it, and I'm the stupid meme where it's like I just got this guy, and if anything were to happen to him, I'd kill everyone and myself. Like, I didn't know this guy existed a month
2
ago,
weeks ago.
but now he doesn't have a chrome, and I'm upset. But, like, not
Yeah.
that upset.
Yeah, I actually
got in the game over it, but
these chromes are great. I'm actually a big fan of the Levi and Mikasa chromes. Like I just the
Reiner one looks great too.
yeah, they all
Reiner,
look great.
Beast Titan looks clean. That's
Yeah,
the
that's
Beast
one
Titan's
thing
the
we
one that was
kinda-
like, ooh, that looks good.
Yeah, and that's kind of one thing we kind of skipped over. These are all original, brand new arts for these that were made
I
by the
didn't skip over it.
creator.
I said it out loud with my
Yeah.
chest.
He did.
Dude, I just love
Well,
that it
in
looks
the
like
article.
Beast Titan's shooting for the 3. He's like,
For 3!
copy!
Yeah. Honestly, with some of the attacks, yeah, he's
I guess
just
that
kinda,
is what he's doing.
yeah, he's just kind of yeeting.
I was looking at him. I thought he was about to, like, smash somebody with a big rock.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I
he's
thought
winding
too.
up his baseball pitch.
Yep,
So
Maybe.
it's actually what he's doing.
deadly pitch.
Oh, he's a baseball player. That makes sense.
Yep.
Japan.
Yeah, he
They have no
he
respect for the
crushes,
game of basketball.
crushes rocks, throws them in baseball style, and it shoots like a shotgun.
Yeah, because
That's-
they fall apart eventually.
Yep.
Yeah, it's probably more like a shrapnel cannon.
Yeah.
I actually really also like the Aaron one.
Aaron's cool.
Was-
I mean, all of them,
was-
all 6 of them look great.
Yep.
All 6 of them look good. I want the Aaron one. I need
Yeah.
Aaron in number 43.
I mean, I was already wanting to try to look at playing the Mikasa or Levi from this set, but with them having like really good chromes, it makes me want to try to play them even more. Also, just kind of a quick thing: have we seen any alt arts, and are we getting alt arts for the characters?
Don't know.
Okay.
I don't
We
think
haven't
anything's been revealed
seen
about
any.
it yet.
Okay.
I'd be surprised if we didn't get any though.
Yeah, same.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Like, we've been getting so many of them for every set. It would be surprising that we didn't get them.
Agreed.
But if they chose to, I mean, if we were gonna choose the experiment on a set, this is the set I'd choose it on, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. It's just I really want these chromes. Like these chromes look really good. So props to UVS Games.
The only one of these that I'd want to play with the Chrome is Armin, because I think Armin looks fun. But
Yeah, I mean the Armin does this Armin does look kind of good.
Yeah, new Armin seems pretty sick.
new Armin's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's cool enough. He doesn't turn into a bird, so like,
New better
points off.
Colossus Titan.
He's no bird. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I liked the previous 2 Armins. They were cool. They had like cool little gimmicks.
They had a cool idea.
Yeah.
The previous 3 Armin.
2. Well, I guess yeah, because there's one in the Challenger deck.
Yeah.
The one in the Challenger deck was fine. I was more drawn to the Armin in AOT 1 and 2. I really thought AOT 2 had some neat words, not particularly good right off the bat, and you have to like really crack the code of that character. But there's also not a lot of outwit, which, I mean, slightly off topic. I do hope that this set has more outwit, just because
Yes.
we have that keyword now. Well, not like full on keyword, but we have that mechanic now.
Basically, Probably can only probably only going to show up on like fire and order. Probably just order.
Nah, I'm just saying I would like to see more outwit, because I think outwit is kind of cool. And since we have that mechanic now, we might as well add a bit more.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see something. I mean, we're getting more backup support, so I'm sure we'll get more outwit support. I mean,
I'm kind of hoping we'll get
Yeah.
outwit in some, like, I think outwit's a kind of cool idea to live outside of this.
Oh,
Like,
agreed. Outside of
why?
the I agree.
I bet Which one? You're gonna flame me here. Is it Donatello? Is that the purple one? He's gonna
Did you
the
just?
techie one. He's gonna.
Listen, Steph.
Did you just say who is that? The purple one, Donatello?
Yeah, I did.
What?
He can put me down for it.
I will.
I did.
That's my
I
boy.
called you Stephanie.
Anyway, yeah, he's like super techie in like the new show, so I wouldn't be surprised if he gets like outwit stuff.
He's been super techie for like
A good while.
30
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. Like
But yeah, no, he is that's his thing. It would be cool for him to have an outwit thing.
Yeah, I also imagine him playing with tech, like the keyword tech. Like I can see him getting a few cards.
Second weapon.
Yeah,
I feel like that's what
agreed.
he'll care about.
But that is not AOT.
That's not what we're talking about.
That is later. It's like in a future kind of thing. But overall, these chromes, they look great.
Man.
Anyway, now that we've talked about those, let's talk about the real important, hard-hitting journalism that you've come to expect from us.
Wait, people expect that?
I
Maybe.
hope so.
Mm.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm just putting words in their mouths so that they feel that way.
Oh, I see. So that's how journalism works.
You have to
Kinda.
like this because Bryan said so. Yeah, no, let's get into it though. Let's talk about the regional. Just happened last weekend. Well, I guess by time recording, it was 2 weekends ago, but
By slightly more than a week ago.
Yep.
let's start off with the pie chart. Classic. A lot of Devil Jin, everybody.
A good bit of Devil Jin.
Kind of everywhere.
Put up the pie chart so they can see it.
Yep.
We got 11.9% of the field was Devil Jin, 8.5% as Grog Strongjaw, 8.5% Rodan, 6.8% Mitchell Chimino, 5.1% Byakko, 5.1% Elder Toguro, 5.1% Toga 3, and then 49.2% was others.
Do we remember there were 60 people at this event?
Seeing Devil Jin on this pie chart.
59 participants.
59.
69? 59. Okay.
59.
Yeah, seeing Devil Jin on this pie chart is not really surprising, which just really goes to show how good this character really is, especially just Aerial Goblin Bolt elevating the character a lot more than it already was. Like,
oh yeah, for sure. Like this character is solid, especially with some of the new stuff it's gotten, and then you add Goblin Bolt to it, and it's just like one of those characters kind of doing things that we didn't allow before.
yeah,
like, I don't think we've seen a character shut down other characters this hard since Eraserhead.
that is
I don't
true.
even know if he did it in the same way. Like, this feels way harsher in a lot of ways.
You think so?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Because I mean, Eraserhead at least was one, a 7-hander, 2, had to get rid of the card in his hand. Basically went down a card every time he did it, so he couldn't do it on every attack. Whereas if you mill enough and you see 4 Goblin Bolts, you can shut their character off 4 times in a turn, and then on your turn get to do it again. And it's just like there was an actual cost in Eraserhead, and it doesn't feel like that in Devil Jin.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, Devil Jin was already like really proving himself, and then Goblin Bolt came out and really just made Devil Jin a lot more. I don't know if would you say oppressive? I don't know if I'd say oppressive. A lot more annoying to like fight against. But
I would almost say oppressive, actually. Just like being able to Goblin Bolt and multiple Goblin Bolts that you have to fight through, it almost feels like it can feel pretty crazy because like most cancels in the game or something are like a 1 or like maybe 1. If you've got like a hard cancel, and they're not everywhere.
Most cancels are remove cost and also typically can't cancel character effects.
yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
or
that's the big thing is almost every cancel like nullifies not even in the game anymore. So yeah, like I don't think other than this, I don't know that there is a cancel that stops character effects.
I think there's the one foundation from Heroes of Exandria has a deadlock response to cancel a responsibility, and it can cancel character responses. But
Sure.
that's a deadlock response. And then there's Masho Concealment, which has a response to cancel and enhance, but that's only on a foundation.
Right.
So like there are some other cancels, but it's not to this degree of, oh, you pressed a button on your character, you thought it was safe. I'm gonna say no. Where these other cancels have these other stipulations.
Yeah, and I mean that's the other thing is this character is on chaos, so they get access to incredible display. So if you have a momentum, this character can cancel any portion of the turn.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You get to cancel the most important thing to them.
Yep,
You can
and you
cancel.
can set up more than one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can play a Goblin Bolt, Devil Jin to add in a Goblin Bolt. Like you can just have the two. On top of if you play an aerial Goblin Bolt as an attack, you get the bonus of turning off a defensive piece.
Yep, you get the seal on it.
Yeah, so if you open with a Goblin Bolt and then add another Goblin Bolt, you're sitting pretty good as Devil Jin. Just saying, I get to stop you from doing anything you want.
Yeah, and that's the thing is it's just Devil Jin. Like Goblin Bolt is not a broken card.
No,
It's broken in Devil Jin.
it is very, very strong in Devil Jin.
Yeah,
sure.
being able to recur it multiple times is the problem. Like being able to put it in your card pool every single turn is rough.
This also does make you want to try to find more discard pile interaction to like remove the card, but even then, there's not a lot of that.
And you can get around some of it by just putting it in your card pool.
Yeah, like that's just the first
like-
thing you do. Yeah.
Like if I put all of my Goblin Bolts in my card pool and during my turn, and then you play Sins of the Past, they're not in my discard pile. But when it goes to my turn, they will be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. It's just like the obvious like answer or a response to Aerial Goblin Bolt is so annoying in this character. Well, the immediate response is we'll just play stuff that removes from discard pile. There are cards that do that, but you have to be on the right symbol, which is honestly always a caveat to running these answers. You have to be on the right symbol, but also there's not a lot to begin with, and a lot of those have very specific conditions to do that. Like there's Trickster's Blessing from the Mighty Nine Challenger deck. That has to be committed during an attack, so you can then remove a card from, or I'm sorry, it doesn't get removed. It gets bot decked. Which, I mean, is sort of an answer, but it's not ideal because Devil Jin still has access to it, just way later. Discard interaction is an obvious answer to Devil Jin. We just don't have enough of it.
The biggest problem is that the majority of things that can get rid of things in the discard pile are enhances, and if they're not able to be played on your turn, you can't defensively start removing Goblin Bolts because he gets to put a Goblin Bolt in and he just cancels it. And your removal effects typically have a cost, so then you don't get to repeat them easily, or they're once per turn, or those things. All you've really done is say you have one less cancel because you'll cancel the first one. That would get rid of one of your cancels forever. And then it just keeps going from there.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think Devil Jin is oppressive, but I do think he's very stifling. The amount of characters that maybe could still do stuff, but can't because they have a once per turn ability that's decently strong, but is an enhance, and therefore can just get canceled.
I agree.
It's just like, it's rough.
No, I agree.
There was 7 of them, by the way.
7 Devil Jin?
Yeah, 12% is 7.
Yeah, that
7
makes sense.
Devil Jin, 5 Grog and Rodon, 4 Mitchell Chiminos, 3 Byako Elder Toguro and Himiko Togas, and then question marks for everybody else, 2 or lesses.
What did top cuts look like?
Well, that's a great question.
So Top Cuts was pretty diverse. We had 7 different characters in the top 8. There was a Hanji Zoe Four Eyes, a Mitchell Chimino.
1 Swiss.
Oh, were they Swiss champ?
Yeah, Hanji was Swiss champ.
There was a Mitchell Chimino, 1 Devil Jin, 2 Rodan, 1 Emir, 1 Nick Reagan, and 1 Reiner 1.
Yep.
Reiner Braun, the first one.
Reiner Braun, the first, the original.
The GOAT.
The GOAT!
The GOAT!
So pretty diverse pool. I think that speaks well for the meta. We didn't have one character just running top cuts like we have in the past.
Agreed. Yeah, we're still seeing, Nick Reagan, Mitchell Chimino, like ever since like
Rodon.
these and Rodon. But I was more getting at seeing these champ cards, these champ characters being played. I know a lot of people are like, yeah, Nick Reagan is not okay. Like he's very strong. But there's only one of them in this top cut, which
Yeah, I mean there was only 2 or less in the event because he wasn't on the pie chart.
yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, I agree. Like I think this really says something about the meta game. I think it's really cool to still see Hanj Four Eyes because I mean I've looked at this character a couple times and it's kind of like it's the effect that the first what's it Irwin from the AOT one. James and I both looked at this character and saying this character could be pretty good, and then ended up winning. I think it was Atlanta.
Yeah, it was Atlanta.
So it's like, oh wow, yeah, we were we were there. We just couldn't crack the code. I think Hanj is another character where I just looked at this and was like, you know what? There's sauce here for sure, and people are really proving that.
Yeah, I mean Worlds, Denver, and now this one, the 3 events in a row that character has topped, or in the case of Worlds, won the event. So yeah, I definitely think this is a character to keep an eye on if you haven't tested against before.
100%.
One of the reasons we might not have seen as much Nick Reagan or possibly even Mitchell Chimino was that they have to order stuff and now it has to come over, like it has to cross the ocean.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Now I know that some of them were probably multiples were given out at Worlds to the people that were there, and those might have gotten passed around to other people, but I don't know how many. So like that's hard to say for sure. If everybody who wanted to possibly play Nick Reagan had a Nick Reagan to play, or same with Mitchell. The other thing I was gonna say was that we've seen 4 of these, like hit tops multiple times. Devil has like Hanji hit for the last 3. Devil Jin was at Worlds. Mitch Chimino and Nick Reagan have been in both of the things that they've existed for. Obviously, Rodon's been in a million things. Yamir's been in a million things.
Events.
Reiner is the only like new thing. Where you're just like, wait, what? What is Reiner doing here?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel like Reiner wasn't on a lot of people's radar for a good while. I want to say there were some people playing Reiner 1 at this previous North American Nats. But I know there were a handful of Reiner 2s for sure. I want to say I saw a couple of Reiner 1s, but I'm not entirely sure. Like, Reiner 1 is still good, even with his errata. So, kind of just seeing a Reiner here isn't necessarily surprising. It is... Oh, it's kind of nice to see, because the character is still good, even with the errata. And, I mean, Reiner 1 made top, so I think that really speaks volumes for the character's strength.
Oh, and Reiner, there's definitely a lot more people tweaking the deck and playing with it recently. Somebody of our locals, I know David Tomes was
It's high on it.
working. Yeah, is working on the character as well. So there's definitely been a lot more recently for this character than there has been in the past.
Another thing that I'm seeing here with the two Rodans, both are on Void, and I think Void is a pretty good symbol right now. Just because Void has a good amount of interaction that is kind of needed to survive for some characters. Like you have Shutdown, you have Nonagon. Nonagon's a pretty big card.
That card's dope.
Nonagon's very good. Like Void just has the cards that can help you stay alive or interact with your rival's stage in any way. There's also Isayama Execution. Isayama Execution is a pretty good attack on Void to just tap down key pieces.
Never heard of it.
Exactly. But also it making itself a 5/10. That's good. So
You know what else is on Void? There are 2 other cards on Void that are very, very good.
I think there are more than 2 other cards on Void.
Yes, but there are 2 more that you didn't name specifically that are very, very good. And they are
Aerial Goblin
Animus
Bolt.
Shot.
Oh.
Aerial Goblin Bolt. Yeah. Is also, so you're right, 3. My bad. I didn't respect your game. And Sweeping Daggers.
It's true. Yeah. Sweeping Daggers is also very good. And Animus Shot, when we went over the secrets for Exandria, a lot of us were not too big on the card. Didn't think it really did enough for a secret. I think the card has proved itself a little bit. It is it's very good into characters that want to play backups. But ultimately being able to just randomly rip a card out of your rival's hand if it hits is pretty good. Yeah. So you can just dump a lot of speed on this and just say, hey, you're losing a card, which is pretty good.
I have found in my playing of it a lot that it basically has forced a block. Like even a half block, because they're like, well, I don't want to lose it forever. I'd rather just take half damage and not have a card in my hand anymore. Or if they have 2, like, they'll be like, well, I'll block with this one and then I'll lose the other one because I don't care about the other one.
Yeah. Like it's a card that makes your opponent have to respect the fact that it will just destroy your hand. And it's like the Hiei effect where, I hope I have double the zone to protect myself from this. Otherwise, I'm going to get hurt pretty bad.
Yeah.
Which is really good. Like I said, I think Animus Shot has proven itself to be better than we originally figured it would be. Even though I personally don't think it was like terrible in the first place. I don't think any of us really thought it was terrible. It just was not really doing enough for a secret. But I think it has really done its fair share of making players think, not really just go, yeah, whatever. I'll just take the damage, whatever. It says, no, if you take this damage, you're losing a card forever.
I was gonna say there's a really funny. So Declan got first seed, but he got it because he had to play his last match and won, and everybody else got to ID.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, so he ended up being like 5-1, and everybody else was 4-0-2.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
And so he ended up being first, which is really funny.
Yeah. Hanch Four Eyes is a 7-hander, right?
Yes.
Typical 7-hander having to fight for their lives.
Do we want to talk about each of the decks?
I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah. Okay. So I've pulled up. Everybody, it's time for your homework. Pull up your Matthew Bird, Mitchell Tremino lists.
Yeah, 8th place. We've got Matthew Bird on Mitchell Cimino, and it is. Go back to my little handy dandy tool here on the order symbol.
Pull out my good old mouse tool and see that it's on the order symbol.
It's up top next to it. It
Yeah.
says it's got the symbol, and then 08 Matthew
That's-
Bird.
That doesn't mean anything.
Why are we
Eh,
They just put those symbols there for fun.
It's not true. Yeah, this list looks. I mean, kind of.
It's got a
Pretty much
lot.
what I would expect.
Yeah, it's
on
got a
an order
lot.
symbol.
It's got a lot of the key pieces that you would expect to see. I mean, it's got Walk the Dog. It's got Patchwork Baby. Like, it's got
As a person
Showdown.
as well as the staple for this deck specifically.
Mm-hmm.
This deck, and I think the Krista decks, the Crystal Lens, have also been running Heaven Piercing Ice Wall.
Yeah, because they can guarantee the second stun and then freeze
Mhm.
2,
Yep. That's pretty
and then
good.
slowly get through them.
Yeah, it's funny. This is a card that came out, was looked at, and then was not touched for
We're just like, huh?
4 sets.
Who plays Shoto 2? Anyway,
True.
Wait, what card?
Yeah.
Heaven Piercing Ice Wall.
Heaven Piercing Ice Wall.
Oh yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah. I mean, there are just cards that we just look at and just kind of write them off, and then a couple sets later, they get to finally show their worth.
I mean, Patchwork Babies was like that.
Agreed.
Same set. I was like, oh, this card's cool, and then like, but it wasn't cool enough.
I mean, I thought the
speaking
card
of
was
that-
always cool.
Well, yeah. I mean,
That's-
no, that's a completely different
No,
card.
just
but-
shut
We're
up,
not even
all of
talking-
you.
We're not even
Shut up.
talking about that card.
No,
I was gonna
I've
say-
always thought Patchwork Baby was a really good card. It just didn't really
I
get the
thought it
shine
was
till
good.
later.
It just wasn't good enough.
Mm, That's
Like
fair.
into the current metas and like stuff that was going on. Speaking of, I just got my my promo Patchwork Babies. In. I
Oh,
got them today.
nice.
Your New Year baby.
Yeah, they look so good. I
I,
wish they were foil. That's my only complaint.
oh, they're not
I should have
foil.
picked them up just
No.
because I don't have a playset of Patchwork Babies.
That's why I only owned 3, I think. And then
Oh,
I was just like, you know what? Screw it. I'll just get 4 for free.
yeah. Well, now
Effectively.
we will now have Jake and I will now have 2 playsets because I got a playset of that promo, and then we have a playset of Patchwork Baby already.
I have a play set now. I traded for an extra one from somebody
Yeah.
because they were like trying to make it. I was like, I'll just take a Patchwork Baby, man. Like, it's not that big a deal.
But you were gonna
One thing I
say,
want to point out about this list here, it's got a lot of cancels in it. You got Ichigaki
Mhm.
and 4 Koenima's Task.
and Koimas,
And
yeah.
Showdown, technically.
Showdown does cancel actions, yeah.
Yep.
It's pretty good. And of course, Botan's coaching. Really good 0 to spam
That's it.
foundation.
Yeah, I mean, this is a deck that's trying to make it to the late game,
Mm-hmm.
and being able to stop all their best stuff is a good way to do it.
Agreed.
I like the 4 of Master Drunken Fighting.
Yeah, that is a 4 of. The card's so goofy. So cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's a
4
it's
of
a good card.
Inspiring Song is less silly.
Yeah, I mean, no, that just makes sense. It's a 6 check that can make your check better or your rival's check worse. Like,
But yeah, like the list seems very. I wouldn't say standard. That sounds like rude, but it makes sense. I'm like, I dig it. I see what we're doing here. It's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for the game plan and the other decks that we've seen run this kind of style. I mean, these are the good ones.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. These are just like, well, you're on order. Play the best cards on order, and here are some basically the best cards on order.
Yeah, especially you have Hacker that lets you answer
Yeah,
assets
Hacker's
on
sick.
top of just snagging momentum, which is, really good for Mitchell Chimino.
Which honestly, it's more important to get to spin the momentum
Yes.
on their turn so that you can guarantee it in your hand.
Yep.
Like, oh, that's so good.
Yes, absolutely.
It's so strong.
Very. So, like, Hacker's really good here on just besides being asset answers, it's just really good for this character. I think this Mitchell Chimino list is sick.
Yeah, I think Mitchell Chimino list is very good.
A lot of actions in the sideboard I'm seeing as well.
A lot of changeableness.
Yeah. 1 Scanlan's hand, let's go. That's pretty sick. It's basically a character answer.
Yeah, it's a defensive character answer of sorts.
Yeah, I mean
Assuming you
it's
have the
you have to spend the momentum to commit their character.
Yep.
But I
Which
mean,
obviously he gets to have always because he reviews a momentum in.
Yep. But I mean it. I think it's really cool to have this one of to just be like, oh wow, your character is kind of a problem. You don't have tenacious anywhere on that card. Well, I'm gonna tap it down. Now I don't have to worry about your defense. Well, a good chunk of your defense. Yeah. So I like that card. I like seeing that card because I think Scanlan's hand is cool.
Genkai's Guidance all makes sense. Yeah, like all these make sense. I'm surprised the Eden's box didn't just like make it into the deck, but you know.
Yeah, I mean,
it seems like they were trying to make it a tight 60 list and then just couldn't figure out the last two cards.
List is really cool though. I dig it.
Yeah, it's dope. Obviously, it did really well, which is great.
So we'll move on to 7th place, Luke Quincy on the good old Rodan on Void.
Oh my goodness, 28 attacks.
This is a big deck.
This is, yeah.
It's a 99 card deck. It is literally a commander deck.
It is not.
We're playing commander.
It's not about the size. It's how you use it. But yeah, the 28 attacks. This is an attack number that Jake would run 100%.
Not at 99 cards.
Oh, yeah, not you gotta scale it up, buddy. I'd be playing like 43 attacks or something.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, you would basically.
You expect me to be a coward?
Yes.
I'd say in a 100-card deck, Jake is running
99 attacks.
45 attacks. Does that sound right?
Oh yeah.
45% attack.
100%.
100%, 45%.
100% repeated.
100% some of the
Repeating,
time.
of course.
No, I mean, seeing some of these attacks, like we were just talking about, Anima Shot and Sweeping Daggers, those are here. Makes sense. These cards are really good. Ice Sword Execution, again, makes sense. You get to interact with their board. And World's Weakest Hunter, being able to just draw 3 in Rodan is very good as well. So, like, there are a lot of attacks in here. Oh, Trigraph as well. Like, there's just, looking at the attack lineup, it's like, oh, yeah, this makes sense. This is actually pretty cool to see.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff here.
Probably one of the most comprehensive best attacks on Void list here.
Pretty much.
Dimensional Sphere is not actually an attack, so we're technically running 25.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, it's just those for throws and for those attacks that just say, well, I'm going to deal damage anyway if this is blocked, or if you have to partial, you just say, nah, it's fine. It gets removed before I take damage.
Yeah, I like it. Cabal's Ruin is cool. 3 capes, 4 verticals. Like, I get what's going on here. I think we probably could have lost like a single attack and like 10 not foundation, probably like 5 actions, 5 assets, maybe like cut it down. But I was gonna say, spoiler about the other Rodan list, it's also huge.
It's just that's just the way you play Rodan. I mean, it's the giant monster of the sky. You got to have a giant deck to go with it.
In the UK, Rodan has big decks.
Big decks.
That's how you play them.
They're a big fan of dex builds.
And they are running almost the exact same attack lineup.
Yeah, I mean,
the difference seems to be that dimensional spheres aren't in the main for Thomas Horrocks.
Mm-hmm.
There's not nearly as many assets, and there's not nearly as many actions, and by doing that, we've cut the cards that basically, because it's 48 foundations, 49 foundations, like everything else is basically the same.
Yeah,
it does feel like Luke Quincy's list. I know he's pretty good, but this list definitely feels like one of those things where it's like, there's like, we just went void good stuff.exe, just
Yeah.
grabbed the best void stuff, period,
I mean, yeah, it's pretty
and
much
figured it out.
yeah, it's pretty much just like what James said too. It's like just grabbed the best attacks on Void and just kind of threw them in Rodon. I mean, and clearly it did
And the best
something.
foundations,
Yeah.
and the best assets, and the best actions, and
Yeah.
the best sideboard card. Like, I'm just, man. Like, and don't get me wrong, like, I'm looking at all these cards, I'm like, yeah, these are all really good. I totally get why these are here.
100%.
Like,
Also, 4 loot box, kind of cool.
yeah, the card's dope.
Card's very cool.
Honestly, I think there's a setup. The part of the reason that this Redon is at like 83 cards is because if you end up with like most of these attacks, so like Rejuve replaces itself and gets basically brings you back to 7. Titan Cliff is get rid of your 3 worst. World's Weakest Hunter is just draw 3.
Yep.
Like, there's just a whole bunch of. I would like to rage is draw a card. There's just a whole bunch of like.
There's some
What if I
draw.
just get a bunch of extra cards?
Yep.
And see way deeper in my deck on each turn.
Agreed.
And so I'm just like, oh, I can kind of get behind it if it's like, well, I'm gonna see 20 cards every turn.
Yeah, which
Not
I mean,
in my hand necessarily, but like I'm gonna see 10 cards in my hand, and I'm gonna probably play enough that I'm seeing another 7 or 8 go into my discard pile, like
yeah,
over and over and over. Then you're going through your deck really quick.
especially just with having the all symbol and all, like you have loot box as the attuned all symbol, and then World's Weakest Hunter, like all just has good card draw. So being able to splash that in on a void list as Radon is pretty good, considering you're also a 7-hander. So you're already seeing a good amount of cards compared to everyone else. And with these draw cards, I mean, loot box is effectively a draw card, but seeing these cards, getting the ability to splash these in, you just get to see a whole lot more.
For sure. I also like this idea of using weapon at the ready to remove stuff to just buy back violent animus shot.
Yep, it's pretty sick.
It's the only target. It's just.
I mean, that's what I
guess
saw
it says
too. I was like, that's kind of
I guess
funny.
it says tech card, so
It-
I'm looking to see if there's any other card that says tech on it.
Science Bros.
Science Bros. Yeah, so that's really cool. You basically just use it to get Science Bros. You use it to get Violent Animus a couple times, and you just kind of go to town.
Yeah.
And then like never touch it again. It also lets you like remove a couple of attacks to try and get to the
Yeah, get you to the
to
look at
look
top 4.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
Way before you cycle.
Yeah,
So that's kind of cool.
I saw this card and I was like, yeah, this card's pretty cool in Rodon actually. And then seeing, Animus Shot and then Science Bros, I was like, yeah, there's some funny stuff you can do here for sure. I'm pretty big on this list.
I think it's really cool.
I'm not crazy about the deck size, but
Yeah, I'm like,
but
I
it's
feel like
pretty
I would
cool.
have run closer to Thomas's list, which is basically the same list. Like it's the same good stuff foundations on Void, the same good stuff attacks.
Oh, but
The only difference is Ascend to Battle.
yeah, I was about to say
Ascend the Battle.
Ascend the Battle. This card's so cool. I mean, it's really only seen play in Shishu Wakamaru can
Really
just
messed up
cheat
in
it.
Shichiwaka.
Well, yeah, because you just slam in like 3-4 attacks and go, cool, I'll 4-min Ascend the Battle and don't have to check it at all. So anyway, here's like 30 damage. It's pretty sweet. So being able to see this attack on someone that's not Shishi is very interesting. Now, I mean, I like Shishi Wakamaru. I think the character's fun. But he has no defense and just can blow up. But
yeah, I mean, Ascend to Battle was the key piece in Andrew Porat's deck when he won Denver. Like he was the one that did the Ascend to Battle Rodan, and seems like it's still working.
For sure. And yeah, it's pretty much like Ryan was saying. You just have all these repeat offenders. You got World's Weakest Hunter, Sleeping Daggers, Animus Shot. Like that.
Like I've got a Void list for Hiei that I've been working on, and man, is it not just like 99% these are the same cards.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
It's like, man, well, yep, that's in it. That's in that. Like, except for these like random attunes that aren't on that are on air and all. I'm like everything that has void here. I'm just like, yeah, that's pretty much that's in my list. Yeah, that's in my list. Like, yeah,
yeah,
that's in the list. Like that's what it's there for. Like,
100%. Yeah. Now this list is also pretty cool. I mean, it's got memory upgrade to then just say I'll take first enhance. All right, cool. I'll cape your attack. Or
yeah,
I'll memory upgrade to take first enhance. All right, cool. I'll condescending to flip the attack.
yeah. There's a lot of cool. You won't get any of the pieces. I'm curious why it's being run only as like a 2 of. It's 6 check. I'm like maybe they just didn't think he would need to do it that often.
Yeah, I mean, I would put it at least a 3.
But I mean,
Well, you've got an 83 card list, and you've only got 4 cards that care about being the first enhance, condescending, and cape.
Yeah, that's
Each
fair.
at 2 ofs.
That's fair.
So you're probably not hitting it that often, and
Yeah.
you may
I
not need more
mean,
copies of it.
those are the only ones where you get to just like fully shut off a turn by going first. But there are definitely some ideas of like, I'll flip it and I'll battle for dominance first. I'll minus its speed first because you're gonna do a thing. I'll hacker extraordinaire first, like because you're gonna get rid of my momentum. Like,
Yeah.
like there are definitely other reasons why, but at the same time, I don't disagree. It definitely has plenty of like non-important turns, but I definitely could see like I see it and I'm like, that might be worth an idea in a couple of decks. I'm like, there are some void characters. I'm like, oh, having that might matter. That might be useful. That was arguably sort of the next list. So we're going on to 5, I think.
Yeah.
We're going to 5th place. Richard Plumber playing Nick Reagan.
This
And this looks a lot more like Jake's deck.
yeah,
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
it does.
I mean, this is also what I expect from when I read Nick Reagan. This is the kind of deck size and the ratios I expect to see with this character.
And it's all 4 ofs.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, just rip the attacks. If you rip the attacks, you just get to kill your opponent. I feel like the game plan for this deck is very simple. It just says, "All right, I'm going to mill orange. I'm going to play orange. I'm going to destroy my opponent's health total."
Yeah, I'm looking at it and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. All these cards are good.
Dark
I see why
Interruption.
they're here.
Dark Interruption is such a cool card to me. Just like, yeah, I'm gonna discard a card from my hand as my check.
Yeah, this whole list should basically be the same. Yeah, where it's got a whole bunch of 6s that you can draw to stack, or you can like basically the idea is like you hit Dark Interruption to stack them, or like play them, and then you have where is it? Final Smash to stack them afterwards.
Yep, I was about to say.
And
yeah,
like you just have a bunch of I'll do this, and a bunch of draw and other options that just kind of let you string out early. World's Weakest Hunter is literally always going to draw you 3.
yeah. In this character and Rodon, World's Weakest Hunter just says, "All right, cool. This hit, draw 3."
Yeah, like
it becomes
it just drops a bunch.
Yeah, it's 7 mid 3 and SEX 3. So
7-5. He gets +2/+2.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it gets 2/2s. Yeah, so 7/5 with EX3. So like if you really want to draw the 3, you can just say I'll make it 10 speed. It's 10 10/5.
Mm-hmm.
And are you really going to want to block a 5 damage move? Well, I mean, if it kills you, obviously you're going to have to, but 10 speed is really fast.
7 is a lot. It. This list is wild. Like I get why it's here.
Yeah.
And I get how it works, but it is wild.
I mean,
it's crazy to look at. You're just like, how in the world does a
Like,
108 card
Yeah, like,
40
how is this
attack
deck so
deck.
good?
Yeah.
And then you're
Yeah.
just like, well, I guess it works pretty well,
Yeah. This is
but it feels like it shouldn't.
yeah, it's pretty crazy because it really just says telling people how to build the decks. It's like, yeah, so it's like 60 minimum, you want to, try to stay as close to the minimum amount as possible, work on your ratios. Nick Reagan just says, nah, just we're playing Commander with like 8 extra. Like, we are going hard in the paint. Who cares about ratios? Remove the top 8. We're going in.
Yep, Commander Plus.
No, this list is pretty funny to look at.
Yeah, no, this list is cool.
I mean, really, the only thing I have to say about the Nick Reagan deck is 4 Spirit Gun Finals. Hell
Heck
yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
No, there's
4 True 100% Unleashed. Hell
yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of crazy how much like big effects can just randomly get stitched onto these like kind of dinky attacks, or like how many attacks are just like, this feels pretty fair, and then they like get to do it twice. Like if you get double Spirit Gun finaled,
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
it's like, I'm gonna make it a 15. I'm gonna make it a 7 for 15.
yeah, you
Like-
you just kind of like, yeah, Spirit Gun Final just becomes a massive just dunk.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
or putting Spirit Gun Final onto like Patchwork, maybe putting on Besieged.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, being also with just Spirit Gun Final, and then if they have any sort of reset or anything, then you're just like, all right, why is this called Final if it's gonna miss?
I mean, the
Because
classic
the
is
last
just
one you're
putting,
going to shoot because then they're going to kill you.
it will be
classic
the
is
end.
just putting 100% on top of 100%.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
like getting that twice. That's messed up.
It's very messed up. Agreed.
That's pretty much it. Like this all looks pretty standard affair. It all makes a lot of sense. There's some sick ass fucking attacks in here. There's a lot of attacks in here. I love seeing a lot of orange.
Yeah, it's this. We were saying this is your ratio here, right? It's
Yeah, this
40
is my
60.
Horatio.
Stop.
Shut up.
Yeah, next one's going to be 4th place with Declan Savage's Hanzi Zoe Four Eyes.
Yeah.
I actually played this list recently just to test around with, and it's pretty cool. I see the idea. It's really more, at least the way that I was able to figure it out with the minimal time I had on it, was just, hey, I'm not really here to block. I'm here to just kind of, I'll block one and I'll damage neg the rest of them, and then eventually I'm going to play all my big ones once I have a pretty big stage. Chomps, being able to keep them on low foundation count while I build a stage is pretty big.
Yeah.
Risky Gamble
Yeah.
was super cool in this character.
Yeah. It just seems
Being
like
able to build it down.
the strategy for this deck is just I'm just gonna blow up your stage and then kill you. Is pretty much the strategy I see looking at some of the cards here. Is just I mean, we're both gonna lose our stage, but I'm gonna slowly build mine up, and then I'm gonna kill you. But like seeing Ravages of War, I think this card is
War is such a cool card.
It's so cool.
And I've been trying to figure out somewhere to play it for so long because
Yeah.
the card is so cool.
It does so much. The Blitz does
does
so
it
much.
all.
Yeah, they lose a card. They lose a foundation. They lose the momentum. Like it does so much just with the Blitz, and it's an 8/8. It's an 8 high 8, 8 high 11 with Hanji here. So like this, it puts in work. It is
Also,
crazy.
the response is cool.
Yeah, being able to block with it, you get to have your rival discard a card and you draw if you have 6
like
or
I
fewer,
said,
which
it
is
does
ideal.
Everything.
Yeah, the card's really sick in this character.
I'm surprised it doesn't have like Breaker 2. Like
Honestly,
just, like, really put it over the edge, and it's like, nah, man, everybody should be running Ravages of War.
yeah, this card's just goated. This card's so cool. And then seeing League of Villains is very nice too. Just kind of have the cancel is very nice. And then obviously you have League of Villains for the cancel. You have Genkai to say, nope, that attack kills me. Get it out of here. Or that's an attack you care about. Get it out of here. And then you have Titan Ejection, which is just great card airy.
Yep. Great card, Airy. You build things down face down, so
Yep.
you don't mind doing it.
Yeah, so you just get to build it down. You don't have to hard play it. You can just go, I'll build it face down. Oh, you're gonna kill me? Titan injection. Lamau!
Surprise! I'm at 1. Do it again.
Yeah, like this list is sick. Just like looking at it, I'm like, yeah, this is cool. I like
one of the
this.
coolest things that I found is just building down risky gambles and then reflipping them with greater goal when you blow stuff up, and just being able to, anytime you draw, I draw too.
Yep. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, that's sick. The more and more I look at this Hanj, I'm like, man, maybe I should have played it from the beginning, because I just kept looking at him like, man, I think this character is kind of cool. I like playing 7-handers, but boy, am I just afraid of just dying if I miss.
Yeah, you have that problem. I think this character gets around
Just
it a
don't
little
miss.
bit with all the
Just don't miss for it.
damage negation that they have in this deck. I mean, it's a lot. Like, there was a lot of times where I was like, you have to make that choice of like, do you want to flip your good ones to not die?
Yeah.
But it's so that gets like a little hard sometimes if you don't have just like a massive stage. Because there were definitely times where I had, double greater goal and a weapon clash, and I'm like, well, I could give -6 damage, but I have to flip everything.
Yeah. It's kind of like the Ochako 4 problem. Like, you don't want to keep flipping your stuff because then you won't have anything to flip.
Right, but this character is nice for, you never have to worry about finding a lock breaker. You get to blow up all your face downs and keep building cool cards.
Yep.
Word.
Agreed. Yeah, no, this character's cool, and over time I've definitely kept looking at the character to try to play it. I'm just very scared to play a 7-hander right now, even though I love playing 7-handers.
All right, let's move on to our newcomer here, Reiner Brown, in third place with piloted by Nathan James. Yeah, I mean, this is similar to the list we've been seeing. We're gonna get rid of all of your cool cards, and then we're gonna play the big ones.
Yeah, pretty much what Runner wants to do, right? It's just, hey, you're not gonna have a stage while I have a stage. Die. And this Reiner's playing Ravagers of War, which we've already said card is goated. This card is sick.
Card's so cool.
Yep.
Card is very
Ravagers
sick.
of War, Gracious Transformation, Ruin 2, 3 high 11.
Yeah.
Pretty sick in this character.
Too Big to Contain is really funny
Gross.
in this list.
Yeah.
Like,
After attack resolves, destroy it. Yeah. So whether they block it or not,
get rid of it.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm gonna get rid of your cool destruction piece, or like your cool defense piece that you're saving for another attack. Get rid of it. Like, this is pretty crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of target destroy, target flip in this. I mean, you've got things like split body, so that way once you're flipped, you can flip their stuff, and then you can flip their best foundation and then ruin it and chomp. You get the target. Like, they're just leaning into the game plan, and it's doing it very well.
100%.
I also find it interesting. We're running solo pros at a 4 of, and then I'm looking and I'm like, there's really only three.
I mean, yeah, it's just for the form to just say, hey, I destroyed something. Hey, go ahead and destroy something. Yeah. So
yeah, I mean,
it's just for that, and then you have the few attacks.
The top a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
100%.
it was easy to do.
Oh yeah, because I mean, getting speed, especially just like on the death symbol, death has some speed options, but it's very far and few in between. But with this list game plan, it's just no. You don't get to have a stage. I do, but you don't get to properly play the game. And Solo Pros' form just kind of facilitates that.
Yeah, and watching this deck get played, I mean, they're at so few foundations, and you're at so many, because this deck built its hand every single time. And so there was times where it was a 4 to 16 foundation difference. They were like, I think what was it, the Rodon and Top Cuts? They had 2 foundations and he had like 14. And so
crazy.
The natural speed on these big attacks is just fast enough to overcome the foundations they've got.
For sure. Yeah.
That's for sure.
This just proves that Reiner Braun 1 hasn't gone anywhere since his errata.
That's cool.
Yeah.
On a unrelated side note, by the way, Reiner means strong warrior, or like counseling warrior, and brown means brown.
Brown does indeed mean brown.
Fish is fish.
Fish is fish.
Do you also know that the sky is blue?
Sky's not blue.
I don't know. Hey, look above us right now, bro. It's pretty blue.
No.
And let's
Alright,
move
let's
on to
move
our
on.
finals.
Oh, shoot.
Finals was Mike Hardiman on Emir Life and Liam Chauner on Chaos Devil Jin.
Well,
That's true.
and just
And
looking at the Devil Jin list, yeah, I see Aerial Goblin Bolt and then all these and Camouflage Counter. Like the two attacks I definitely expect to see on this symbol for
one
Devil
of
Jin.
Blue Flame.
Yeah, Blue
one
Flame
of
Torment's pretty
Rabbit
funny, actually.
Kick,
Like
one
being
of Titan Armbar.
cheating in Blue Flame Torment to go, hey, if you try to block this, I'm going, and if this is going to kill you, I'm going to minus your check too.
Mega Burst is really kind of messed up.
Yeah, Mega Burst is like super fun to play with. Like
Stun 3, stun 5.
I've gotten
It's
it up
crazy.
to stun 5 before.
Yep. And luckily, I was playing as Jin and just said, "No, don't stun me 5, please. Don't do that."
Cancel
Or-
the stun, cancel the stun.
You were playing as Caleb and I killed you.
Yeah, you killed me because I'm like, yeah, I just can't do anything because I don't have much of a stage. You say, "Hey,
I was
your
like,
stage is
oh,
tapped?"
this is my second attack or my third attack. I've got 3 cards in the card pool. I checked to 3. Let's make it 4.
Oh, thank
I'll
God.
stun 5.
Yeah, that's
Like,
exactly what happened. I'm like,
it's
yeah,
pretty insane.
I can't do anything about that. I just have to sit there and just be like, yeah, my board's gone, bro. I love Caleb, but man, it's hard for him to survive right now.
Yeah, and like this list is really cool.
This list is very cool. It's
Mm.
varied a little bit from the list that won the was it Ace Arena. This one has a bit more of a tech piece style almost, whereas the other one was very focused on I'm running 4 of the attacks I want to see. This has a little bit more of a wider game plan a little bit. It's got more options to it.
Yeah, I mean it's got more things it wants to put into the card pool. Outside of just Aerial Goblin Bolt.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I'm just looking at it, I'm just like, but it has pretty much it basically just says, hey, I grabbed the ones that really matter. I have the camouflage counters, I have the Aerial Goblin Bolts, I have the teaming with the Attack Titans.
Yep.
Everything else is just gravy. What are just good cards on the Chaos Symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Let's play them for the attack lineup, and then like the foundations. I think all of these fall under. Yes, all of them fall under. All but one fall under manipulation to Zeke Yeager. Well, I guess 2.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you
2
can't.
cards.
Yeah, you can't get rabbit kick and
Blue Flame.
And Blue Flame. Yeah, the 2 1-ofs. But
Yeah, 2 of the 1-ofs just go to your discard pile if you end up milling them.
oh,
Which I guess
yeah.
might suck.
Yeah, I mean, also, but you can play Rabbit Kick, add in Aerial Goblin Bolt, and if they try to do an enhance, you can then flip it to cancel it, and then you get to kick it out with Rabbit Kick to give it the stats. That's actually kind of sick.
Yeah, Rabbit Kick was cool. A cool idea. People were like, I don't get it. I respect the idea for Rabbit
Same.
Kick. And like considering how much people were talking about it, I hadn't looked at the list until just now. I assumed he was running more than 1. I guess he technically is running 3. And he probably was in a couple of matchups.
Yeah, because he's got
But
the
the way people were
sideboard.
talking about it, from what I saw, it sounded like he was just like, yeah, man, he 4 of this attack, and he always had it, and he was always playing it.
Yeah, I mean, you give it speed, and then if you're also playing it just later in the string, when you've definitely used a Goblin Bolt somewhere, you just say, yeah, man, this is decently fast, and it's hitting pretty hard. You just get to clear a card from your card pool.
Too.
Yeah, and Deadlock's done too. So like, I think this card in Devil Jin, like with this setup, can just accidentally kill people. So
Yeah,
I definitely see I see the sauce with this card.
Devil Jin just accidentally kills people, but it's
Yeah.
not an accident.
Yeah.
It's just like, actually, they're
I
all for
definitely
a
pulled the
million.
trigger, and knowing full well.
You know, I chose to kill you this turn. I
Yeah,
chose to kill you every single turn.
yeah, like and 100%. But I definitely see the sauce with this attack with this character. Like I think it's pretty sick, actually.
I do think this is really funny, and I think I saw it in one of the discords. Uh, him talking about basically like, or maybe someone else who's running a similar list. Basically, just like, yeah, I just play Father Sin, see if I draw a card, and then play Rabbit Kick and get rid of it.
It's pretty funny. Yeah,
He's like, I don't actually want it.
it's like I just wanted to draw. All right, now I'll kick you in the face.
But yeah, like there's a lot of cool stuff here. It's pretty good, and of course, like you mill something random, and Mimicry just becomes like another incredible display, another long range for another
Or exam
manipulation to
strategy.
Zeke Jaeger, yeah,
Another,
exam strategy if you need that.
yeah.
Like,
I
its
mean,
form is very strong.
yes.
Yeah. And the fact that it's not a first form either, so you can choose, you can get a certain way into your turn, and you're like, oh, I can kill you this turn. I'll go ahead and form now.
Yeah,
Oh, now I'm
exactly.
allowed to kill you. Actually, let me do this, and now let me play the last card. Let me win.
Yeah, Mimicry is
Yeah,
a
no, for sure.
neat card.
Mimicry's surprisingly good in some lists, and then it feels less good in other lists.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this list is cool. The one of Scanlan's Hand is, I mean, I get why it's here, but also I'm just like, interesting choice.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably just to have an answer for the character.
I'm just thinking of like, I'm just trying to think.
Or target just commit of like, hey, that card could actually like make this difficult. Hey, tap that.
Yeah, I'm just like,
And if they
what
block an
cards
attack,
do I care about that much? What character do I care about that much?
well, and there's that.
Aerial Goblin Bolt doesn't just solve the problem of.
No, but also like if they block this attack, then it just says, hey, my next one's just gonna be bigger. And with Devil Jin being a 5-hander, which is lower than some other characters, you can just build this face down, so you get to clear the card pool. So I mean, you'll still be playing on progressive, but you then move this out of the card pool. You just get an extra resource for like destruction effects or something like that.
I mean, it's not terrible. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be running it. I don't see the secret sauce. Obviously, it did really well for Lamb. Maybe not this card specifically, but just like in general, this list
for sure
went the distance. So
and went for speed,
as it were. Yeah, it's all alone.
But that was Devil Jin.
Speaking of all alone, sitting all alone at the top, my cardamom on Amir.
on Life Amir, and I look at this Life Amir and I go, this is just Life Amir, but with Lethal Slash.
Yeah.
And Falling Heel Strike, which was not like,
I think Hunter's Alley is pretty new ally, and
it's obviously new because it didn't exist in the previous lists, because it didn't exist when that happened. But like at the same time, it grabs Wild Pussycats, it grabs Masho's Concealment, it grabs Urameshi Perseverance.
Yeah. Basically, the 2 1-ofs Hunter's Ally can build it. Which, I mean, Urameshi's Perseverance literally just says, hey,
Wild Pussycats has ally and it's 4, so it grabs the 2 1-ofs and also it grabs Wild Pussycats to just build that much further.
Yep. But also, like, the Urameshi Perseverance and Masho Concealment, like, primarily looking at Urameshi's Perseverance here is just, this card just says, hey, go grab anything from your discard pile. And it being a 1-of, you can just Hunter's Ally, build it, and just, all right, cool. Now, whenever I get the chance, I can just grab whatever attack I need. Like, if you're going to die, I can go fetch the attack that's in my discard pile. That will let me kill you. Like, you can go fetch a Tetra Terror that's in your drop, and then just go, cool, I'll play Tetra Terror now. I'm going to go try to fish in my drop more for more attacks.
Yeah. On the turn that matters, let me go for it. I am surprised that maybe I'm blind, but I don't see a recuperation time.
No. There's no recuperation
Which,
time.
I mean, I'm not totally against Lethal Slash. Makes it a little scary. But if anybody could still run threes, it would be like someone like Ymir.
Yeah. Also, one of entering Titan Forest
Yeah,
is
the one of entering Tiny Forest, just drawing 2 extra cards.
drawing 2 extra cards, and it can just also accidentally be a kill card if
Yeah, and
you're
then
flipped.
sometimes it's wildly big, except he doesn't need, like, Ymir doesn't have that problem. So I'm just like,
No, it's
its
just
bottom blitz is not that big. It has EX2. That's pretty cool.
well, yeah, it has EX2. It draws you cards, and it just gets the 4 extra damage on top of what Ymir can give it, and it has EX. It just has the EX2, so it just says, "Oh, yeah, this just kills you, bro." Like
Surprise.
you were just like, "Oh, okay, he's gonna draw cards, and it gets big. I can block it," and then you blink, and it's like a freaking 9 mid for double your health bar.
I mean, it on the flip turn, it's already a 6 for 8 with thing.
Yep.
Like if they also built to 9
Yep.
with stuff. I mean, this list is good. Obviously, it went the whole way. It won the event. There's some like a few random attacks. Like Lethal Slash was like, oh yeah, that's surprising because obviously they could have been running it before, but they weren't.
Yeah,
Hunter's Ally is new, obviously, so seeing it, I go, oh sure, that makes sense. We do this.
Yep. It's just to build in those key pieces that you want.
I do kind of like this idea of like using surprising skill or desperate plea or Keiko's aid and then just unflipping them with heal strike.
Yep.
Before your kill turn, or you just like, I used them on turn 2, I play heal strike, I unflip the one that I used, I build out to 9, I say, hey, I build out to like 8 or 9, and I say, let's do this again.
Yeah, basically just
Like-
says, "All right, you better hope that you can kill me, because I am more than likely killing you when it comes back to me."
Which has just been the Ymir thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Ymir just kind of does a check of like, "Hey, can you kill me? If not, I'm killing you on my turn." It's just that sort of skill check of just saying, "All right, you better have it, or you're dead."
James, you're the resident sweaty character player. What do you think?
I like to see this character still here even after the Immortal Shapeshifter ban.
Mm-hmm.
That was definitely a piece that could ramp the damage a lot.
Oh yeah,
And
Well, he's missing the other one that ramps it a lot, right?
recuperation
yeah.
time. Yeah,
Mhm.
So, I mean, he showed that you don't even need that.
it showed that
Right.
those 2 cards did not make Ymir like
And
crazy
it's
good,
made
which
him scarier.
yeah, it made Ymir like a lot
Made
more
her
scarier,
even more
scarier.
scary.
a lot more scary.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this is pretty much everything that I expect from an Amir list. I think Lethal Slash is a great include. Tetra Terror, I think, is also a great include.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't
I think
think a lot of other
so. I
lists
will
have been running
say
it.
every Ymir I played against at Worlds, which was
Mhm.
more than one, had Tetra Terror. It was just
Yeah.
a way to
Fair.
hurt themselves, and
to give them the health to gain back on the front on
and
the
then they
backside.
basically, this one doesn't have as many. Most of them had like dual kneel lunge as a 5, Tetra Terror as a 5, everything else was 4s, and they just were like, I'm gonna get something important back.
Yep.
Midst of Despair was very popular.
Oh yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, being
and
able
that
to
card's
fetch,
crazy.
being able to fetch that is it's just crazy to just go. Yeah, it's massive. I gained health for sure, so this is going to be fast as well. If this does not kill you, then I'm going to say next one does not. The next one ignores progressive. I'm going to definitely kill you with the next card.
It was definitely hard to play against at Worlds. This like, I'll Tetra, I'll Midst of Despair, I'll Midst of Despair,
Mm.
and like, oops, they're all highs, and be like, well, did I hold 4 high blocks?
Of course you didn't.
No, I didn't have 4. When I was doing testing right before this happened, that exact thing happened to me, and I was just like, huh, that's gonna be a problem. I have to be able to solve that problem. How do I
Yeah.
make sure that doesn't happen to me?
How do I not blow up?
Yeah, and then I mean I got lucky, and obviously I didn't play very many of them in Worlds directly. I played a lot like kind of leading up to Worlds, and so I was like, well, I got to be able to stop that because I can't deal with that.
Yeah. Ymir's
But yeah,
still
like
really strong.
Jameer's cool.
Yeah, still really, really strong even after the Immortal Shapeshifter ban, and also not playing Recuperation Time. Mike here just said, hey, I don't need those cards to kill you.
Final question, I guess, since we've now seen all the lists. What is each of ours favorite list? Which one do we think is the coolest / like? And obviously, we each get to just pick one.
Yeah. Honestly, for me, I really like the Hanj list.
Sure.
Like, the Hanj list is just really cool. I like the idea it's going for. Also, Ravages of War, sick card. A good runner-up for me would be the Mitchell Chimino list, because I like momentum shenanigans.
You should be playing Mitchell Chimino then.
Mine's pretty easily just the Devil Jin list. I think the character's very cool. I think they're very good right now, and I think this list did little bit. I think they were like a little bit different than some of the other ones that we've been seeing. Just in the the one of department where and the rabbit kicks. So I think it's pretty cool, and definitely going to be taking a look at it for Albuquerque.
Sure.
Yeah, that fucking Rodon list is one. The one by Luke. That list
Luke's
is sick as hell.
Sure, that's
We play a lot of
honestly.
attacks. We go in, we kill people.
And that's also what Nick Reagan does.
It doesn't have the 40 that Nick Reagan has, but it does have a very respectable 28 attacks in my 7-hand size character with 99 cards in the deck.
Pretty crazy.
70 billion other cards.
Yeah. My personal favorite, having looked at them, I think the Reiner Braun list is cool.
Yeah.
The 4-check version is interesting. The Foundation Destruction thing is really cool. I think he does it. He's probably the best character to do it.
Yep.
Probably be the best character to do it for quite a while until we
agree.
get some random character that does it.
Mm-hmm.
But on the short list, my second one would be Rodon, but Thomas Horrocks list. I'm like, you know what? Cut 10 cards. Let's make it a little smaller.
Yeah, it's like slim it down a little.
And then like I'm not the visionary that these two Rodon players are, and I'd probably slim my list down a little bit even more.
Yeah.
And probably been like a 70 something card list. Like 75, I feel like that's a good number. But I think all these lists are cool. I just like seeing decks from our game, especially ones that did well in big events, to see what people were thinking, what people were expecting, etc. I do think we were talking about it earlier to kind of drive that point home. I do think I am hoping that there might be a change to either Devil Jin or Aerial Goblin Bolt before Albuquerque.
Yeah.
I think the fairest change would be for Devil Jin to just seal the cards that he puts into his pool.
Yeah.
That would turn off everything though. That would turn off Titan Armbar. That would turn off.
You're right. He would only give the billion damage he gives on face. He wouldn't get the extra little bit.
Yeah, I mean, but that turns off. I mean, that turns off like this whole gameplay because that's going to turn off Camouflage Counter, Blue Flame Torment if they run it, Titan Armor if they run it.
It would turn off their game plan of shoving in these attacks that give a bunch of additional benefits that to the side. It wouldn't stop their game plan of going, I shove in the attack, I change the zone, I hit you for 1 million damage, which is like what his game plan's actually supposed to be.
I mean, I see that change. I mean, I also just see them changing Goblin Bolt to just say non-character Enhancer Blitz.
I think you just make a Goblin Bolt remove after it leaves the card pool.
That too. Yeah.
Sure, it flips.
I think if you make Jin seal the cards, I don't think he's playable anymore.
I think he's still pretty playable. Because, like, to be honest, before Aerial Goblin Bolt, he had the one target that was very popular, and then like he had one popular target on offense and then one popular target on defense. and then if he didn't have them, he just did the thing, and he was still showing up at Worlds. He was still showing up at all these events, and doing pretty well.
Yeah. I've said this multiple times, but it's crazy just with the not counting the starter characters. The 4 Tekken characters we got, Devil Jin has really shown himself, like really proved it's like, yeah, no, I'm a big deal. And then Paul Phoenix kind of showing up behind is like, you know what? I stun and I can hit really hard. That's pretty cool. And then I'm sad that Law's not really that great because I think his words are cool. And then Ling Xiaoyu has like a kind of a cool idea, but not really
that's
cool
what
enough.
happens when you're a 7-hander.
That's not Rodan or Hodge.
That isn't allowed to basically play some defensive ability. Multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I just think like the removal effect would be fine. It doesn't. The thing is that everybody else gets to play the card extremely fair, and it's not a big deal. It's really just Devil Jin right now that gets to abuse how Gobble Bolt is written.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think if you just make it a remove cost, everybody else gets to play it just as fair, and now Devil Jin has to play it fair too. Because I mean, once you use your Goblin Bolt, you're not seeing it again until you cycle, and most of the time, the majority of games don't really go to cycle that often.
Agreed. I agree.
Yeah.
I just think Devil Jin says, like, on his face, he basically says, you can't print stuff like Aerial Goblin Bolt on his symbols. He's the 0-1 effect, where they're like, well, we can't print charges. We can't print charges on these 3 symbols because they'll just become too good.
I mean, that's the same thing with Ghidorah. We can't print plus counters on Ghidorah symbols for the same reason.
We can't print indiscriminate plus counters, yes. Except we could, because we have plenty that just say, like, choose a non-character card.
Right. I mean, you could
add an additional counter that's on that card.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, either change would be fine. I think the sealed effect would be the fairer of them. But that's just because I don't think that Devil Jin still would hit you for 80,000 damage on your like second, third attack.
But
I don't think he gets to play as many. With camouflage counter is a big deal in that deck, and not being able to do it and recur it as an extra attack.
He'd have to play it out of his hand. That'd be really messed up, right?
I mean, as a 5-hander, it kind of is.
A 5-hander that draws on both turns and then also plays a bunch of cards that draw.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to play a card. If you have to play somebody that draws like that to play a 5-hander, to be completely honest, in this economy.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing is, like, it just having to work through all of those actively on the board are like so many times guaranteed every turn with less ways to interact with it than like Foundations is a feels bad.
I think it's not even just like a negative play experience. It's just like I said, I don't think it's oppressive. I think it's stifling. And I think he still gets to do everything that his card says he wants to do. If he has to play them, if he wants the cool card effect, he has to play it from his hand. If he wants the big damage, he just needs attacks in his discard pile. He could even not seal the one that he adds from his once per turn. And he'd be like, well, I got lucky and checked an Aerial Goblin Bolt. I'm throwing it in. Yeah, that's my opinion.
That's fair. I mean, playing the character, I don't know. I don't believe the character will see play if we make him seal his cards.
I agree he won't see play, but that's because we hate playing cards that get changed.
That's fair.
The T.
With that, though, we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. I do want to thank you for listening. Let us know what you think about these decks. Let us know if you were at the event. Like, comment, subscribe down below.
Click the bell. Do it
Click
now.
the bell. That way you know when we post these. They come out every Monday. So
And also, speaking of things that are coming out, later today, we will have our reveals that we were given come out. So if you click that notification bell, you'll get notified on when to watch and see the reveals that were given to us by UVS Games, which thanks a lot again. We're really excited to share these cards with you guys in the later video.
Might have a bit of bird flavor. This episode may include bird flavor.
Tastes like chicken.
absolutely, yeah, that'll be out later today. So go check that out and let us know what you think of those when you see them. But that's gonna wrap it up for today. I'm James.
I've been Jake, and Campbell Falco didn't get a chrome.
Andrew. Cross it!
Bryan, I know, right? Could have had a golden bird.